Alright, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to You Don't Know Ball, and today I got the free agency mock for y'all. This one I'm doing all me, 100%, my thoughts, post-combine, even though free agency's not over, post the main free agents getting, taken off the board. We kind of know where teams are rounding out now. So now that we have that information, let's see what each team needs to do with their first round pick. First on the clock, we got the Bears. Not explaining this, we taking Caleb Williams. And then if you're the Commanders here, we're going Drake May. We're saying to ourselves, again, this is the thing with Drake May. I think he's going to be at his best scenario where you give him some time to sit, soak things up, right? Not just throwing him to the fire right away. Now, I don't think that'll be the situation if he goes to the Commanders. I do believe, of the guys left that the Washington's going to be thinking about here, I do still love Drake's upside. It's just that floor that's concerning. But again, a team like the Commanders really need to take a shot. Really needing to get back into that competitive mode. They haven't been there for a long time. I think you got to take a shot, and you feel confident taking a shot in Drake May, more on the upside than the floor. So with that being said, we're taking Drake May right here at number 2. All right, I'm sorry. I know this has been a little bit of a boring start, nothing too crazy. But if you're the Patriots, again, it's like, I'm looking over trade candidates value. I just feel like, but if you're the Patriots, they have to go QB, haven't addressed it outside of the draft. They're going to have to address it through the draft. With the way the board's falling to us right now, I think, again, I don't love him to the Patriots, but I think the Patriots are going to love his upside, as I do too. And again, just more situationally, I would love him to go to a different landing spot. But how the mock's going and how things look, it does look like Jaden Daniels is trending to be a Patriot. And then at pick 4 here for the Cardinals, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm really sitting here thinking, do you go Joe Alt? Knowing that you just released DJ Humphries, as I talked about in yesterday's, it's kind of like going the tackle route. Very logical. But with that being said, they also just traded Rondale Moore for Desmond Ridder, a backup quarterback. They're getting really low in that receiving room. They desperately need to make a splash. Who better to make that splash with than Marvin Harrison Jr., who you are very confident is going to be a potentially generational prospect, if not Pro Bowl floor type player. Super, super high ceiling, as we all know. There's nothing surprising about that. So, given just the confidence you have in both of them, I'm very confident in both of them. I think Marv edges out almost anybody just by a little bit. And with that being said, we need both positional values a lot. We're going to take Marv off the board here, right here, number 4 to the Cardinals. Wait, hold on a minute. We're getting a call here. We're getting a call. Call's coming from the Vikings. All right, so I had to do the force the trade option. I'm sorry, guys. Back to the whole, sometimes it's hard with when you adjust the sliders to even make another team want to trade with you. But I think I'm giving them fair compensation here. We're going to make a swap, and it's a swap with a purpose. Because we got the Vikings on the clock now. The Vikings, looking at the Giants, not too confident, comfortable, sitting, knowing Giants need a quarterback. And, could the Giants go with the guy that the Vikings are thinking about? They just couldn't take that risk. And who do I think the guy that the Vikings are thinking about? Come on. The guy with connections to Kevin O'Connell himself. Let me get J.J. McCarthy right here, man. I love him going to the Vikings. I think this is something you really could see happening. I'm telling you right now. And if it happens, just don't be too surprised. So since we didn't go QB, I'm going to say we're going with the next best talent off the board, in my personal opinion. We're getting ourselves a guy who, Daniel Jones, you get to work with now. Maybe give yourself a season to save yourself with him. And if not, we move on next year. We're taking Malik Neighbors right here off the board. Phenomenal talent. Getting great value on him. And you know what? Even though, again, like I always say, I don't like taking receivers super early. With Marv and Malik, it's just a little bit different. So I just don't mind it. And then at number 7 for the Titans, I don't have to think about it. And this is how it's fallen in a lot of mocks. It won't change. And if this is available for the Titans, then they have to take it. And if they don't, to me, they're crazy. Joe Alt right here at 7. You got to bolster that line, giving yourself a guy with such a fantastically high ceiling. You just can't skip on Joe Alt right here. And I think the way I see it right now is Falcons are going to go edge right here. They're going to get themselves a guy, get pressure off that line. And there's a guy sitting right here. Brad's fantastic value for them. His name's Dallas Turner, speedy. I'd be scared as a Saints fan seeing this happen. But Falcons fans, I'm throwing you all a bone. And if this were to be the play right here, would not be surprised on draft night. It would be a fantastic move. All right, Bears fans, it's time to switch it up. Because y'all know me, man. I've been kind of going a little bit of a different route for you guys. I've been going like the D-line route for the last couple. And even though, because again, I would love to just give you guys Byron Murphy again right here. I would. But I did it yesterday. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Because that probably was what I would do. But switch it up. I always like to make these a little different, right? You don't know, that's what keeps them interesting. What I think too, though, would not be a bad play given where the board is falling right now. A guy where, again, like I just said about Malik and I said about Marv, but I forgot to include him. He very well fits into it. And we've talked about this before. This year is a very weird year where in any other year, these guys are all consensus ones. They all just happen to fall into the same draft class together in a very weird, crazy season. With that being said, Romo Odunze to the Bears right here just would be fantastic value. Potentially getting yourself the alpha of all these guys. That's the thing, is it's hard to say because it's just situation based. Hey, if Caleb and Rome end up being the duo, I mean, you could be getting best value right here. Pick 9, Rome, gotta love it. And this is I think this is the route Bears fans want to go generally as receiver. Again, you know, I'm more of a trenches guy. But back what I did with Factor, but throw y'all a bone on this one. I hear where you guys are coming from. I want to accommodate what I'm hearing too. And I think this would make Bears fans pretty happy. And then at number 10, I'm thinking we have to go O-line. Y'all already know about this for the Jets. Now the question is just who are we going to go with, right? Now looking over the board, I'm thinking my guy for the Jets, it's going to be Troy Fautanu here. Again, goes back to I'm a versatility guy. And if you're the Jets, you need help on a lot of different parts of the O-line. And there's been a lot of health concerns across all different parts of the O-line. Get yourself a guy who can play basically anywhere. Start him where we want to start him. You know, again, back to we have versatility, super high floor, super athletic guy. I love Troy right here, and I think Aaron Rodgers would love him too. And then see, this is exactly why we did what we did. Even though I'm drafting against myself, and maybe I'm cheating a little bit because, you know, we know we see the plot a little bit more. But I'm saying, you're the Chargers, trade down. I think we're still going to have the value we want right here. And we did in this one. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm the Chargers on the board right here and I'm looking over how are we going to go about this, you know, and you're thinking probably that I'm going to say we're going the Brock Bowers route. I'm saying I don't think so. I'm thinking the route we're going to go instead. Give me Talise Fuaga to the Chargers right here, man. Just a mauler on that line. Y'all know if you've been listening for a while, I'm super high on Talise. Again, back to, you know, Joe Alt, the guy right now, and I do believe will be the guy throughout the, you know, the history of this class that was the number one guy. But it's never for sure. And Talise definitely could be that guy when we look back on this class throughout history. Super high floor, super high ceiling. Guard, you know, flexibility. I definitely say he's more of a right tackle. And that's why I do believe he would be playing in this Chargers offense. I love him right here. Let me get Talise at pick 11. Wait a minute. We're getting another call. All right, man, you already know how it goes. Like I said, whenever you turn anything on the sliders, it just makes it impossible to do trades. I'm going to force the trade. Again, I feel like we're doing fair compensation here. You can take a look. I'm going to force it, and we're going to push through. All right, so we got the Bengals on the clock. And y'all already know what I'm thinking, man. The Bengals, they gave up a lot, but they did it for a reason. Because they said, wait a minute, man, we need that alpha tight end. We need to get Joe Burrow, his Travis Kelce. You definitely might have just done that, taking Brock Bowers off the board right here. Again, a few questions we won't have answered about Brock till we see him out there in the pads in the NFL. But I'm very high on him, as you should be. He's a mismatch waiting to happen at the very least. And if he can end up becoming a dominant blocker along with it and just becoming bigger and just stronger, I mean, man, we already know. The sky's the limit for Brock Bowers. The floor is already high. And if you're the Bengals, you feel really happy about having him as your new starting tight end. And without thinking about this one too much, if you're a Raiders fan, you had a guy fall to you desperately needed a position filled for. You got Byron Murphy right here, bolstering that already now terrifying D-line, adding Christian Wilkins to it. Byron Murphy, all of a sudden, Raiders with one of the best, if not the best, pass rushing units in all of football. Gotta love this one if you're a Raiders fan. And then the Saints at pick 14. Again, another one where I don't have to think about it too much. You know, the Saints desperately need O-linemen. More importantly, we need a tackle. And I got Olu Fashanu sitting right here. Pass protector specialists. Derek Carr needs a pass protector. Fit him in, starting day one. If you're a Saints fan, you got to love this one. Pick 15 of the Colts. Another one where I'm on a streak. I don't have to think about this one really at all. We got Jerzon Newton sitting right here. You desperately need to fill that interior need. We need a run stopper, pass rusher, combination. Jerzon Newton is that for us, and you got to love that right here at pick 15 here if you're a Colts fan. And look at this. Just another one. I don't have to think about it. Like, I'm on a streak. Maybe you should have done so many mocks at this point. But you got Jackson Powers-Johnson falling right here to you for your Seahawks. And I think this is probably one of the more common spots that he gets mocked to. But I don't care. I'm always going to be objective. This is the spot for him if he's available right here. I'm not going to overthink it. Jackson Powers-Johnson, you are a Seahawk. And now for the Jags here at 17, we desperately need a same position group that the Seahawks just took. We're a little bit sick. Jackson Powers-Johnson has got taken off the board. But there's another guy sitting right here with that interior versatility. Also can still play tackle, but definitely project him as what we've always said. To the interior, probably where he'll play. I think the Jags would be super happy to have Graham Barton out of Duke right here at pick 17. Come play on that interior. Shore things up. Give T-Law some protection. It's exactly what they need. And now we got the Broncos on the clock at pick 18. We could do a few things. We could trade back down. But I'm thinking, we're pretty comfortable right here. Maybe shock the world a little bit, maybe reach a little bit. But again, Sean Payton needs this guy. And this is a guy who I think fits his style really well, right? Pretty snap, under pressure. There's a lot of things to like about him. We just want to see that footwork improve. He's far from perfect. But the reality of the situation is, definitely could be a good pro for a long period of time. And if he falls to Sean Payton, like, that would be definitely, in my opinion, the best spot for him. Now, it's a matter of, I don't know how Sean really feels about him. But in today's mock, he loves him. And Bo Nix, you are the future quarterback for the Denver Broncos. So for the Rams here, pick 19, I couldn't let him fall any further, and he fits their needs for sure. Whether he's going to play safety for them or corner, I think he fits in the scheme. I definitely love him right here. We're taking Cooper DeJean off the board. Again, that ADP is pretty similar to taking that rank much higher. But I do think this will be like around where he'll go in the real draft. And if he goes earlier, again, wouldn't be shocked at all. I do believe he's a very, very good player in this year's class. Very pro-ready. Love Cooper DeJean, and he's a Ram in today's mock. And the Steelers here at pick 20, we're taking Zach Frazier off the board. Again, bit of a reach, but we need a center. Zach Frazier, fantastic film all year, West Virginia playing center. Get him in, plug him where he played in college. We need him right away. We're getting him right away. Taking our needs early. We're not pressing them till later and trying to push them off. This is what we got to do. We need a starting center. We're getting our starting center. We're not pushing it off. All right, and so for the Dolphins here at pick 21, I got another one where I think I might have mocked this one recently for y'all. But again, funny how things work out. The more moves that, get made, the more likely certain things become, and this is one of them. And for me, the value sitting right here, I'm saying, look, J.C. Latham, take him, play him at guard. If we don't like him at guard, we got him for when Teron retires. And he got that versatility. Is he guard in the NFL? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out because in today's mock, he's going to the Dolphins. And then the Eagles here at pick 22, we're going Terrion Arnold, who I believe of the corners left on the board, probably the highest floor. Maybe not the highest ceiling, but highest floor. If we're the Eagles, desperately need a corner. As we all know, you're getting that DB help, and a guy with really high pedigree, coming from the Alabama defense, again, improved all year long. You got to love it. Terrion Arnold right here, again, just fit where we need it. We're not taking any risk. We're taking DB we're confident in their floor, so we get in Terrion Arnold right here. And then for the Texans here at 23, I think we're looking at another team that's going to be trying to take a DB off the board, especially with the way the board's fallen here. And again, you got Quinyon Mitchell sitting right here. I don't feel comfortable letting him fall any further. I think teams are going to reach on that upside a little bit. And a team like the Texans would be a fantastic team to take that reach on, where if he comes in to this defense, plays at that ceiling we know that he could play at, man, this Texans team is getting terrifying quickly, building for a Super Bowl run. And then at pick 24 for the Cowboys here, I've went this route a lot, where I go the Amarius Mims route, right? Because I do believe they're going to go with an O-lineman developing. They always take the big athletic lineman. But let's say that they're not feeling the Amarius Mims route. Let's say they're feeling another guy who fits that same mold. Well, I think if they don't go the Amarius Mims route, and you go the Tyler Guyton route with a guy who's shown he's able to stay healthier, way better, and you also have the athletic upside, I would not be surprised at all to see them go this route right here. So Tyler Guyton in this mock, you are a Cowboy. All right, back to not thinking about it at all. This was literally like 3 seconds after I just picked with the Cowboys. Tyler Nubin, you're a Packer. I do believe Tyler Nubin is going to be the very, very good pro safety, the best out of this year's class. If you're the Packers, again, desperately need a safety, and you got to love him right here. Getting him great value, pick 25. I think a guy with a potential all-pro ceiling at the safety position. And then for the Bucs here at pick 26, I would probably want to go O-line here normally. Not a huge fan of the way the value fell in terms of because we need a guard. I don't know how I feel about guard value with where we're at right now. What I do know is that also the Bucs really need a DB. We got a guy with fantastic upside right here. We're worried about the frame, the injuries. If he can pass those two tests, we're getting a guy with such a high ceiling. Give me Nate Wiggins right here to the Bucs, man. Again, just lost Carlton Davis. Definitely an immediate position value need. We're filling it right here with Nate Wiggins. And for the Cardinals, we really need trench help, whether it's on the offensive or the defensive trenches. In the way that the boards fell to me right now, again, the Cardinals are very much like the Bucs. I would be targeting the interior O-line much more than I'd be targeting the outside. With the value right now, I feel like we got to go trenches instead of the D-line. And we got Jared Verse sitting right here for us at pick 27. Just absolutely fantastic value. Gotta love it, and I gotta take him off the board right here. And I think for the Bills right here at pick 28, we're a team where we know we can take a shot. We got Josh Allen. We got to take a shot. We got to get that elite pass rusher stop Mahomes. And that guy might just be on the board for us right here. We got Laiatu, rotating him with Von Miller. have him taking Von's starting job, however things go. We got a fantastic situation for Latu right here. And the Bills, we got to take him off the board right here at 28 at Buffalo. And then at pick 29 to the Lions, Bordefelder was very interesting here. You know, given all value, all things considered, who I like most, the Lions right here, with the way things fell, I love Kool-Aid McKinstry. Like I just said to y'all the other day, again, a very scheme versatile corner, very sticky. Gotta love him. He's kind of falling down boards. Not mine personally. I think this is still kind of right where I had him at the beginning of the year, right where I still see him going. And I can definitely see a team like the Lions who desperately needs a DB taking him right here, pick 29. All right, so for the Ravens here, pick 30, we know we desperately need a receiver. Just released OBJ. Receiving room is already very, very short, minus Zay Flowers, who's coming into only his sophomore year. And I know we definitely want another edge rusher, and there's definitely good value on the board as far as that's concerned, so passing on it is a little bit hard. But we still got Brian Thomas Jr. on the board right here. An LSU guy who, you know, if you didn't, I'm an LSU guy, but I'm super high on Brian Thomas Jr. The catch radius, the size, just the blazing speed. You got to love it. And if you're giving him to Lamar, that's a scary combo. Oh, and great blocker because he's given his size. So into this Ravens scheme, you got to love him right here at pick 30. And I'm not going to think about it right here at all. Pick 31, Amarius Mims. Go sit behind Trent, soak up all that knowledge, get healthier. I don't have to make it much simpler than that. You got to love it if you're a Niners fan. You're getting yourself a guy with such enormous upside. We're just worried about the injuries, being able to stay out on the field and get more reps. You get a chance to do all three of those things on the Niners. You got to love it. And then to close us out here, pick 32, I'm going to go with what I know has been rising as the popular destination, where I have been seeing these comments. Is he going to go and terrorize the league with Mahomes? I don't know. Is he? Is Ladd McConkey going to go terrorize the league with the Chiefs? Just maybe. We're locking him in right here at pick 32 because I can definitely see the Chiefs going this route with Ladd McConkey right here. All right, and thanks so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed, drop a like, drop a sub. We'd love to see you back soon, and you have a great rest of your day.